We have the roll call, and it is 5 past 6. And
Who's taking minutes today?
Judy wants to do it.
Are you going to do minutes? All
Oh,
right.
meeting will come to order. We have roll call. Judy McGee is here.
Rita Richard.
Mildred Gallione. Linda. Absent. Richard Kennedy and Betty Roach. Would you read the minutes of the last meeting,
Certainly.
please?
Upton Housing Authority, November 9, 2016 board meeting. Members present. Yeah. Mildred, Judy, Rena, Linda, and Richard. Others present, Dan Robillard from the Housing Authority accountant, and Betty Roach, the director. Richard Kennedy made a motion to accept the minutes of the October 2016 meeting. Linda Jones seconded that motion. The board voted and agreed unanimously. Approval of the accounts payable report. Rena Richard made a motion to accept the accounts payable report as presented. Linda Jones seconded the motion. The board voted and passed unanimously. Dan Robillard then took the floor. He presented the budget form. Linda Jones made a motion to accept the budget form for 2017 as presented by the Housing Authority accountant. Richard Kennedy seconded the motion. The board voted and approved unanimously. Dan Robillard informed the board that the Housing Authority is pretty close to being self-sufficient. We are now receiving very little subsidiary. The Upton Housing Authority has 2 vacancies with the hopes that one more will be occupied by December 1st, 2016. CRTA and HA Board discussed once again attaining members for the assemblance of a grievance panel. John Squadrillo, is that the way you pronounce it?
Really?
President of the association informed the board he was called by Lisa Taylor today regarding a 3-member panel. We have already put in a request to go with a single hearing officer and are waiting to hear back with a response. I will once again contact Lisa Taylor, the housing manager specialist from DHCD, to see if a response has been made concerning the request. A resident in apartment A2's daughter, Brandy Capelstrand, was asked to leave the meeting after a disruption and a nasty comment made to a board member concerning her 3-legged dog. Once again, there was discussion on the parking policy. Chair of the board informed the tenants that there will be no changes concerning our parking policy. The next board meeting to be held on December 14th, 2016 at 6 p.m. The meeting was adjourned at 7:10. Respectfully submitted, Betty Roach.
Okay. Does anyone note any errors or omissions in the minutes as stated? If not,
I'll make a motion.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as stated. Second the motion?
Second.
Okay. Motion has been made and seconded that we accept the minutes as stated. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passed. Thank you. Okay, I think we can look at the payouts.
I don't have a list.
It's right behind you.
What? Oh, okay. Thank you. Glad I got my secretary with me. Okay. I see the,
The toilet?
no, we don't see them here. Oh,
Yeah, they're on the top.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so.
No questions?
No.
Okay.
I move we accept the checks on the report.
Motion's been made that we accept that check and the payouts. All those in favor? Aye. Okay.
Aye.
Motion passed. Regular business meeting. We don't have to make business. Toilets have been installed. So that's good thing. Christmas tree was donated, that was very nice, beautiful. Yeah. The accessibility to the community room.
I'm sorry, Nellie, I can't really hear you that well.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have a very bad cold and a sinus infection, so it's hard for me
I
to.
heard you say the toilets are installed, but I didn't hear after that.
Yeah, that's what I said, and it was saying that, I said that Christmas tree looks beautiful.
Oh, okay.
I guess it was, donated. Hmm? By a resident's daughter, yeah. So, I don't know what else we should discuss it other than, the CRTA's, board members.
Hello. Are you addressing me?
Yes. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
My head is.
All right. Not much to report. Our treasurer Vinny is kind of out. He's got some medical appointment, so he can't make it tonight. But Helen is over here posting some
how are you?
little picture. We had a little craft fair over here this Saturday. Emily was teaching us to make some ornaments and little what do you call this? Snowflakes.
Yeah.
So that was
Very
fun, so we're
nice.
posting that. Yeah, I guess there's no parking issues, that's it, that's all we're done with. I think the area is actually in jeopardy, they're doing some measurements there. Prime Corporation, the oil company that owns the property, I think is on the verge of doing something. So I would like to just leave the issue as is, everybody can be happy and be good neighbors. We have 18 spots up there, and right now, with the new tenant, 15. So we have 3 extra ones. Hopefully we won't have a winter like 2 years ago, and we'll be happy. And if some of these shoveled in, I'll help out, I'll shovel them out. As far as the grievance panel, we've got a response from Boston,
Yes.
and I think Betty probably relayed the thing, we're gonna go ahead with the 3 panel. We have the alternate, I think it should really be addressed as soon as possible. Again, I mean, it's just a question of you and Betty contacting Frank,
We tried.
Agnello.
We have tried.
We have
And then,
tried.
and well, I know, but that really has to be on the agenda to be addressed because it's been a while. And in June, I gave everyone a 17-page MOU, Memorandum of
Oh, yeah.
Understanding.
Yep.
And I would like to maybe start the year with comments from you and final signature. And then we can change a few things if you want to, but it was only 17 pages and it was given to you,
Yep.
you know, before the summer, well,
I think I have it ready.
in June. Evelyn? I don't think I have anything else.
So we don't have anything else, except that I will be getting with you, Millie, on the grounds policy, and we'll address that sometime in February or March. There is,
Yeah,
you know,
because getting it, when it
it's
gets.
cold and there's no point.
Yeah, no, not right now.
Exactly.
And finally, the budget for next year, we'll give it to Betty and the accountant. It's gonna be pretty much the same thing, and we'll have all the receipts. But the treasurer's not here, the
Yeah.
accountant's not here, so it's scheduled for
Okay.
Yeah,
the end of December.
okay.
We're done.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
That's great. So is there anything else?
Pass it over to.
There's a memorandum.
Yeah,
I have it.
Millie,
yes.
I don't understand when you say you've tried to reach out to Frank and you haven't heard back, because the memorandum came down and said absolutely do this soon.
Yes,
Can you
Well, we
clarify
have-
that?
Just a moment. We said that we have tried to contact Frank. He has not returned the phone call. Okay? I mean, other than going and knocking on his door,
well, maybe we'll have to do that.
I'm not sure that we ought to be even involved in this in the first place. But since,
Did you get a copy of the letter from Amy Steitley?
yes,
Did all of you?
yes,
Okay.
we got a copy of the letter that said the 3-panel was
Yeah, we
fine.
got that,
We,
yeah.
and we understand that. And that's why we tried to reach out to Frank to get the thing moving, and he just has not gotten back to us.
Well, I guess I'm bringing it up because we were told the panel was disbanded last month.
That's not
It's
true.
not true.
That's not true.
So we're just waiting to hear back from Frank.
That's exactly.
Okay.
You know, everybody busy at the holiday and all this stuff,
Yeah,
it's
that's
very
what I
difficult.
thought
And it's not that we haven't tried, you know.
too. We've tried also,
Yeah.
and we're not getting any contacts.
Right.
Well, I'm the one that has the rent dispute, and I would really love to see it settled. It's part of my reasonable accommodation.
Okay.
All right.
I
Well,
also,
we'll try as best we can, yeah.
I also sent a note to Mrs. Jones. I sent her an email.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
Okay, so,
Because he could be on vacation or something, but there are other members.
yeah,
Okay.
okay.
And I also wanted to ask about the toilet project. Am I allowed to put up a notice that was from Betsy Harper about what it is and why it is? And that's the Mass Narrow workshop that I attended, and she said I would like pilot programs. And so I reached out to her, and that's how come. So would I be allowed to post some information about what the toilets are like and why they're here?
Well,
I got that
I think
information
everybody
before.
knew what it
Why
was.
do it again?
Yeah,
Why do it
Yeah,
again?
because they're low
I got
flush and
information.
they're here to save,
energy
you know,
saving.
It's
energy.
to save water, basically.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
it flush very little, but it's, that's saving water. And every city and town in Massachusetts has it, or they almost all have.
Yeah,
It's part of a statewide
Just,
program. In
save
fact,
a lot
it's
of water.
spreadable also.
yeah, helps the environment too,
Of
I
course.
suppose it, you know, I think that's.
I guess I would also like to thank you for the buckets of the ice milk that's out there. It's in a lot of entryways. However, there isn't one by Debbie Hutchinson's, there's not one by Emily's, and the man delivers up those stairs the Meals on Wheels. I hope I'm okay, I don't know people's apartment numbers. And there's also not one at the top of the double staircase. And we all go up and down the double staircase and up and down that ramp. So those seem to be three places where there needs to be like 3 more buckets.
May I correct that, please?
Is one up
On
by
the top of the
Kent's.
double, there is one.
Yes,
It's
right by
orange.
Kent's
I know
apartment.
that, it's over near Ken or Kent, and that doesn't
I don't know
access
the
it
names either.
for Estelle, who's on the other side. So,
Okay,
She's up the
well,
other
now that
side.
we know that, we'll try and get it over there done. Yeah. Okay.
So we probably need an additional 2.
I'm sorry, we need an additional 2, is basically?
We have one at the double.
Basically, it's
It's
one for
orange.
two, for
It's,
two.
it's,
It's one for
we're
two.
supposed to share as of now.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's one for two.
Estelle cannot go down a set of stairs to go get some from Ken or Kent, he likes to
Did
be
you
all
make
in
it?
one.
It's up front.
Oh, back. Did she
That's
make a
fine, that's fine.
complaint? Is
No.
that what it is?
No.
Oh,
I understand what she's saying, because it's like a slope. So
Well-
I would think that Estelle would need one, but
Okay,
I know that the
Okay.
man opposite her has one. It's
Yeah.
orange, I've seen it.
all right.
I've
Okay.
said that.
So would
I
that be?
photographed it.
three?
is that,
Somebody
is that 2 or
please
3 now?
How many is up in
Is
back
that
of
three?
C
Is
building?
that 2 or 3?
See, building has
3?
3, I believe.
There's one
Be
between
three.
yours, right,
Okay.
between yours
All right.
and
Okay.
Okay, so-
And the
Daniel.
thing,
All right,
And there's one
Keep pointing to
between
yourself,
this
right,
two.
Emily? So Emily
Emily?
is here, and she's going like this, and then one on this side where Debbie Hutchinson goes up and down, and where we all unload, if we're down there unloading. And then the
okay,
third one
that's
makes
no
a step.
problem.
Okay, fine.
That's pretty easy. to-
Okay.
So exactly, so,
Yeah.
There's 3 anyways.
Yeah, all right. Okay,
And I guess my last concern is a person came and visited and came and had a Sunday meal, and people called 911. I have a police report about that. The officer said, of course, visitors can park here. What are those other 2 people doing? And so I will just pass that out to you. And it doesn't bode well for people living here to call 911 and say somebody shouldn't have parked where they did. It didn't go down very well. I had to meet with the chief of police. I was interviewed by Officer Benjamin, and then Nick Palmieri, Detective Palmieri, came to someone's door, and
I'm
he
the
wrote up.
someone,
Yep,
That's all right.
and you're welcome to
I
speak
have to
about
say
it.
I will
something.
speak about it, because I will not,
First, wait, can I say something?
yes, absolutely.
When we get into personality conflicts, the board doesn't deal with personality conflicts. That's between the tenants and not us. So we really can't take sides, and you need to learn to get along with each other. And the board can't help it if somebody else dialed 911. And if that's their prerogative, if they feel threatened, that's their prerogative. We do not have anything to do with personality conflicts. I'd rather not hear about it. You know, if it's in a report at the police station, then it's there, and it's a matter of public knowledge, okay? So I think that that's all we need to know about it, and hopefully there'll be peace here. That's all, there needs to be peace.
We're working on it, Millie, and I'm gonna make one last comment. In June, the same thing happened where cops were called, and I was simply taking a piece of my furniture out of someone's apartment. I had the key. These are the same people that are now opening up that whole other can of worms. I thought we had moved past that, and it seems there's a problem now. So I agree. We all want to have peace in this community. It calls for that in our bylaws of the Tenant Association. It calls for a peaceful environment, as a matter of fact, in everything about elderly housing.
So people should just let it go, because you know what happens? You can never step back. You can never go back and change things, because if you could, it'd be a wonderful world, because we know when we make mistakes. But we make the mistake, we get over it, and we move on. And if you go back and you go back and you go back and you revisit it, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't move on. It stays on your back. And it's that sack that you carry around that's anger, constant anger. You cannot do that. You have to let it go and say, okay, I let it go. And try not to think about it anymore, because it's detrimental to your health and everyone else's. Because what you hold inside, anger, is no good. It is not good. It is not good for you. And it's not good for anyone here. So you need to just move on. Forgive and move on. That's all I can say.
I
Okay?
hope everyone is listening to that and not just meant for me.
No, it's not. It's meant for everybody here.
Thank you.
It's meant for
Because
everybody
that's the
here.
Fair Housing Act, and that's your civil
That's right.
rights, and you guys ought to care about those things. So thank you.
All right.
So I think we can move on with that. So, without any other ado, I think we're all done,
I don't have any issues.
okay? So our next meeting will be January 11th.
And Mr. Fowler's not going to have any time to speak?
No, I don't.
You requested to be on the agenda?
I did.
I didn't see him.
Well, he's not on the agenda.
Are you unaware that I made that request?
What?
Are you not aware that I made a request to be on the agenda?
We are.
I didn't see it. But
You are the chairman, right?
who?
Millie.
Yes, what about it?
Millie sets the agenda as the chairman, correct?
That's,
Yes.
Why didn't you set the agenda for this meeting? And if you set the agenda, why am I not on it?
I never saw the request.
I didn't see
Neither
the
did
You
she.
think you might have a problem here?
No.
I think you do.
You know,
I'll let the Attorney General explain to you what your problem is.
That's accusatory.
Glenn,
Look, that,
Glenn,
Yes.
there's no need for that.
what are your
What are your
issues?
issues?
My issues are,
You can
I've
stand
been
back.
coming here about 4 or 5 months now. Every meeting, I see everybody breaking the law, left and right, nobody paying any attention to it, and everybody walking away happy as a clam.
But
Now,
you're not?
huh?
You're not happy?
I am not happy at all,
And why?
Well,
because you keep breaking the law. You don't seem to even know what the law is. And that's a
Can you back up,
problem.
please? Thank you.
Yeah, okay, no touch.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So,
We haven't broken the law.
yes, you have.
No,
Which law?
no.
How about open meeting law? How about public records law? How about access to public records? All of them. It's a waste of time to have these laws if you don't know what they
You
are,
know,
and you don't pay any attention to them.
Wait a minute, what are you talking about?
you,
You
you,
don't know.
you sent us a letter
Yes.
this past week, which I got. I had a little difficulty with, first of all, the tone of the letter,
Okay.
okay?
I was upset.
I do not,
Like you are now.
I am
excuse
upset
me,
now, yes, I agree.
excuse me. I do not particularly like being threatened,
I'm
okay?
not threatening,
Well, it looked like a threat to me, all
all
right?
right? I guess you can take it the way you see it.
You asked us for information which we don't have. I've done some research. I don't know what you expect us to produce when there is nothing in writing.
That was a perfectly good answer.
Well, I'm telling you, there was nothing in writing.
That's a perfectly good answer. I got that answer.
And you know that answer. I'm gonna tell you something. What, the last meeting we had, okay? You came outside and I was talking to you, Glenn.
Yes,
You said to me, it was about parking,
yes.
and you said to me, oh, I have a plan.
have
And
a
I said,
suggestion.
what is your plan? And you said you could help me by controlling Pamela.
I didn't say that, no.
Yes, you did. You did.
All right.
But you can lie if you want.
Well, let's
And-
say I did. I did.
Oh, yes,
Let's
you
say I
did.
did.
Yeah.
I'll go with it.
Okay? And then you said your plan was to dynamite back here and dynamite all this out
Yeah,
and make a parking spot and sell the rocks because there's money in rocks.
yes, there is. And I
Okay?
did make that suggestion. And
Yes, you
I will
did.
produce on that suggestion if you'd like to proceed in that direction.
You
You
know.
cannot blast this close to brick
Well,
buildings.
I don't
or-
know if the state, I don't know if the state would
You can-
spend all
I
that
don't
money
either.
into blasting
My
out
question
there.
to you was, did you ask the question if that was possible?
no, wait a
Did you ask the question if
Well,
you
if
could
we don't
expand?
even know.
Did you ask the question?
A number of years ago,
Mhm.
before you got involved, we had Bob Henderson look at that possibility.
Okay,
And he said it was unfeasible, it is solid ledge,
mhm,
it would be too expensive.
okay.
I mean, you can't get blood from a stone here.
All right, but remember, this place was built around 1968.
That's right,
Yeah,
There
exactly.
was this huge mountain of ledge next door where Dunkin' Donuts is today,
yeah.
and they blasted that entire mountain out
No, it
right
wasn't.
beside this building and built the restaurant.
No,
there.
no, the bowling alley was there.
There wasn't bowling alley next door, but next to
There
that,
was a bowling alley right where the
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts is. That's where the bowling
Okay.
alley is.
you want to see a photograph of the blasting map flying 50 feet in the air when they blasted out there?
I know, but that's where the bowling alley was. There was not all this stuff here.
Okay, I agree, there was a bowling alley there.
Yeah,
The back
But there
building
was
Yeah.
also a huge
built
amount of ledge there,
into
they
the
blasted
back-
out.
back
but
hill.
Glenn, what is your interest?
Yeah.
Why are
Yeah.
you doing
Why?
this? Is what I want to know. Do you
I
not
do
have
too.
control? Do you
No.
always need control
No,
of
no.
everyone? Well, you obviously you act like you do.
No, what I would like to see here is somebody pay attention to open meeting law, to making a proper agenda.
It is the proper
It's
agenda.
not even close.
Maybe to you it isn't, but this is how
Okay.
it went, and this is how it goes.
Understand, I am going to file a complaint with the Attorney General
Well, you've already
to ask
filed it.
you
We've already
to
done
do a
that.
proper agenda.
Back off, please.
Yeah,
Thank
You're
you.
very hostile.
I'm not hostile,
I
I'm
feel
just trying to
you
get
are.
something.
You
done.
are hostile.
Well,
Thank you,
I'm trying
Bethany.
to understand what your interest is in this. I mean, you
Yeah,
you
what
don't
is
live
it?
here, you have,
You don't even live in
Until
in
you
the
started
housing
keeping
authority.
the meetings.
I am taking the meetings, and because I'm taking the meetings, I ignored it for a couple of weeks, months. In fact, the third month.
But it's not your job. It's not your job to say all about the parking. And then, another thing is,
I was going to try to explain, but I won't.
well, wait a minute. Have you talked to an attorney? Have you talked to the state attorney?
Maybe,
Yes, you have.
okay,
Yes, you have.
I had.
Yes, you have.
I have two, just
And
if you
she-
want on the record. I've
Yeah.
spoken with
We're
several
speaking
attorneys.
to one
Yeah.
person.
Okay.
Well, I did.
Let me speak to Glenn. And what did you, and what did she say to you?
Well, let's identify who we're talking about.
Our attorney said she talked to you. She told us.
You're talking about
And
Attorney
then
Powers.
she felt as though that it was a threat. You were threatening.
Okay, she's
Okay.
welcome to her opinion.
Yes, and we all feel that we are threatened by you.
Let's
Okay.
understand there's a difference between a threat and a question.
Yeah, you were threatened. And so you said to us in this letter that if you don't get the answers from us, you will go over to the gas station
Yes, ma'am.
and whatever you were gonna do
Why
over
would
there.
I do
And
that?
inform them, whatever. We don't,
Why
I
would I
don't
do
know.
that?
But listen to me,
Listen to me.
okay?
Why would I do
I
that?
don't know.
Let me
Right.
explain.
So then
I've
the
written a number of
attorney
letters to
asked
this
you,
board,
Lush, then the attorney
director.
asked you,
to the board, and I've got absolutely zero for an answer. No response, no acknowledgement, no nothing. So I said, okay, if you want to play stupid, I can play stupid too. So I gave you a choice, the Benjamin Franklin choice, either this or that, which would you prefer?
no, because
You
we
had to
just
make a
got the
choice.
letter.
Huh?
No,
That's not a threat, that's making a choice.
No, this was definitely a threat.
Okay, take it any way you want.
Yeah,
The danger here
okay,
is that we don't own this land,
Understood,
all right?
understood.
okay.
If we begin to stir the waters here,
Yeah, do you have a plan?
no, I mean,
You
the
should
thing
have
is,
a plan.
a plan for
You
what?
can't pull parking spots where out of thin air.
If you have a plan, you can
No.
adjust that.
Excuse me? The only land would be up back where the ledge is, and the ledge is not gonna be going anywhere.
What you intend to do if your neighbor gets ticked off and says you can't park there anymore?
Well, why would he be ticked off?
Well, we're working on that,
Why would he be
Well-
ticked off?
You could have said something about that too.
because we haven't had a chance. Wait a minute here. You have nothing to do all day. We have a life,
Okay, fine, go through one.
you
I
know.
mean,
Obviously, it's to get down on the housing authority.
No, the,
Glenn, yes.
the point is this. Things need to be done, they need to be
Can
done
I explain
properly.
something to you
Yes,
first of
please.
all? Okay. When Shirley Kirby was here, she was the first director, okay? Then came Janet Crowley. Then came Sue Benina. Then came Barbara Marsden, okay? So, no one had any problems. I do not know, and we haven't found yet, because owners of that property have changed so much. Shirley Kirby owns some of that property there. So, that being said, we really don't know whether there was some kind of an agreement way back when. Because it has to go through the files, or we'll have to go to Worcester County of Deeds.
I looked at easements, there was
There's
nothing.
no written record.
There was
on it.
no
But we
written
do
record.
not know that.
No, I do know it, because I looked it up, looked it up today.
The point is this.
The
Among
point-
other things, you're running the risk of ticking the guy off and saying, we'll lose it.
Yeah, but you're running the risk by going over
Going
there
over
when
there.
we can deal with it.
Wait, I haven't gone over there. I haven't talked to the guy, and I don't intend to talk to the guy because I don't think it'd be a good idea.
No, you're absolutely right, because
But, on
he
the
may
other
very
hand-
well
Well,
say,
gee, that's kind
I'm
of
not gonna
funny
sit around
because
waiting for an answer that's never gonna come because nobody takes me seriously.
it's not that nobody takes you
Well,
seriously.
I think the problem
That
is
what
this.
is your plan? I mean, why would you go and go over there and you were over there, by the way. Yeah, because, the lawyer, she called and the guy said that you were over there.
Who? Wait a minute, who said I was over where?
There you go.
You have been over to the gas station.
I haven't even bought gas here in 50 years.
Well,
Well, you didn't
whatever.
have to go buy gas, you could have talked to him.
I do talk to
Well, I think we're flirting with danger here
Anyway.
by talking to him. I mean,
I would not talk to him unless you folks decide you don't want to talk to me. I probably wouldn't do it even then.
well, the thing is,
Well,
I got the letter, last week? I mean, we haven't replied to you. Do you want a letter that says there is no record? Would that satisfy you?
It could have been.
I heard from Attorney Ellis, we had a nice discussion. We agreed that there was no news, there was nothing to be said about it.
Okay,
I have since written a letter back to you as the board saying, this is what I heard from Attorney Ellis.
I haven't gotten that.
You will.
Oh,
It's stuck in your email account over here. I sent it out this morning.
okay,
You will get it, and it will say, this is what I heard from Attorney Ellis.
okay,
Do you agree that I heard it correctly?
all right,
That's all. Nothing
all right.
more.
So then you want a letter telling us that
No,
we
I
heard it
basically
correctly?
said, unless you disagree with what I'm saying,
Okay,
no answer required.
all right,
In 5 days, I'll say, okay,
all right,
we all agree.
all right.
Then I'll go to the next step. What's the next step? What do you do about this problem? Can we begin to think as a group creatively about what happens when we need more space or the guy shuts us off? Is there a strategy in place to deal with that? Is anybody here thinking about the possibility?
well, I'm going to say something.
Where are we going to get those spots? That's what
Wait
I
a
would
minute,
like.
wait a minute.
But it's,
You have the spots now.
this has been in existence, and we've been using those areas now for 40 years.
We don't know.
Okay, closer to 50
Yes,
years,
we do,
actually.
we do know that.
And there's, I don't know whether the right of whatever,
No, there is not.
okay,
And the
would
reason there
apply.
is not is because it started out with an agreement.
Well, you just said there was no
There
agreement.
was no agreement.
There was a handshake, there was a verbal agreement or something with somebody because
That's what I've been saying all along.
nobody has ever since, no matter who owned the property next door, no one has ever objected to it.
That's exactly right, and that's what I've been
So-
saying all along, Glenn. And another thing is, and when I tried several times, not just once, to get land, but from the state, they said, no money, no money, no money.
That's fine, I'm not objecting to that, I appreciate
So
your
it
effort.
wasn't that I didn't try, and I
say
didn't
you
do
did.
my job. So, don't say I don't do my job.
Didn't
I
say
did.
that.
Yes, you did.
I didn't.
Yes, you did. And I did do my job.
Okay, and I haven't said that
And
yet.
certain people run meetings certain way. We followed the agenda, and I did follow the agenda,
Okay,
okay?
yeah. May I suggest 2 things? On your agenda, you should have 2 things that are there automatically. Every agenda should have an item that says, sometimes the things come up unexpectedly after the agenda is published, and we will accept that if and when it happens. Or we
Well,
will
here you
discuss
are.
it if and when it happens. And here I am, yes.
Yeah?
Second item should be, oh, I forgot what this
Here you go. That's
Well,
fine.
this is the agenda, but
It's the open meeting law where you allow other people to have time to
yes,
speak.
the other, second item.
Now, do you want to
is that
stand
you-
over here so the camera can catch?
You should always invite comments from the public about what took place in the meeting or what is expected to take place in the meeting. Every other committee, board, whatever, invites the
that.
public to
That,
have input.
excuse me, that is true. People do that, I do it in my meetings, all right?
Yeah,
It is not required.
it is
No,
not
it
required.
It is not
I
required.
understand it's not
Think,
required,
no,
but it would be a really
Well,
good
as a
idea.
courtesy,
it is a courtesy.
It would be
is
a
not
really good
required.
idea.
all right.
No, it is not required.
I'd like to, if you would,
Are we done?
well, I was just gonna, go ahead, Glenn, then I want to talk about the ledge, because I have information about that.
Understand, I apologize if I sound hostile, but I get tired of being waltzing around the table all the time. I get tired of not being acknowledged when I ask a simple question that's relatively easy to answer. I don't like to be ignored. Now,
Well, no one likes to be ignored,
having said that,
but no one likes to be pushed
I will tell
around.
you, I'm on your side pretty much. But on your side, I mean also I'm on the tenant's side. They have rights too.
Well, we realize
Huh?
that. We realize that.
Okay, so having understood that, we're all in the same boat, we're all going the same direction. Let's work together to get there. That's all I'm saying. I'd be happy to help you. I've got a lot of experience over the years dealing with real estate, dealing with negotiations, dealing with business problems, dealing with computer problems, dealing with database problems. I can be helpful. Let me help. I'm also pretty good at reading the law. I'm not an attorney, though, and I don't want to be.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that a long time ago, when I first met Lisa Taylor over the phone, I was working with Stephanie Giancola. My first conversation with Lisa Taylor, the manager specialist, she had asked me to bring up to this housing board, has anybody approached the town people about annexing some town land on here? I asked that, everybody just looked at each other, there was no answer. That's because DHCD, a long time ago, has been talking about the problems with parking. They are well aware of this
We know
problem,
that.
well aware.
We know.
They surveyed up here just the other day. They were talking about the ledge back there. They're measuring the back of every building. They're talking about back parking because it was brought up with Sarah Glassman, Jack Cooper. It was one of the original ideas of Karen Covino when she was talking with Maggie. It all happened back here when other officials were walking around. That said, I met once with Bob Fleming alone, and I said, did anybody come to the town to talk about annexing town meeting? He said, absolutely not. So this was something that they have been concerned about, and I wanted to go on record. The prime land is barely past where we drive in here by those mailboxes, all right? So if people don't realize, they think that we're parking on the dirt, that's prime land. No, the whole back area is not housing authority property.
We understand.
And
that.
then
We
Lisa,
know that.
well, you haven't acknowledged it until tonight, ladies. So tonight,
Excuse
We
me.
have said it right along.
We've said that
said
right
it
along.
right
That
along.
you're
well, I
parking
also
on
know there
someone
was a
else's land.
meeting when this gentleman said all the land
Oh,
is
my
prime or whatever. Here's my point. We can't, and I was told this by DHCD, we're not gonna buy a bunch of prime land. They are trying to have parking on the premises, all right? Whether they blast the ledge or don't. Whether they take away some grass and put pavement there so you can still have a fire truck and people park here. Whether they can parallel park along the front without backing onto the highway, because certainly that's very dangerous and illegal. So DHCD knows how to deal with all kinds of construction issues. They're working on it. They have been working on this for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And Millie, a long time ago, you said to me, you wanted to have some land there. They took so long that a Dunkin' Donut came in. I agree that you guys have not sat back and wondered what to do. But when you know, in fact, that there's only parking here for about 4 cars, when we have 40 units, and then when people are saying, you can't move in unless if you own a car, you're not gonna do it. I know these other
Well,
kinds
you
of
can't
things.
say that. You
So-
cannot say that.
Well, it's
I
been
can't-
said, and I know people have been turned away who had a vehicle and that kind of thing. I don't wanna go down that road.
No.
So, all I'm saying is, we've had the same situation. DHCD is
Oh my God,
well
we'll go
aware
through it.
of, I'm almost done. They're well aware of every
Yes.
housing authority that's in
Right.
this state. They know what they're doing. That's why you put it
That's
in
why
their
we call
hands.
them and call
And
them.
that's right, and also it takes a request from this housing authority, whether it comes from you, Millie, or it comes from the executive director, you have to make a request, and for years we were told, no money, no
Oh.
money. They have enough money once the request is made, and they'll either deny it or not deny it, and that's why it goes out to bid, is who's the cheapest people that can accomplish what needs to be accomplished. The last thing that I can tell you is last winter was not a snowy winter, but I was also told that they will find the money for snow removal. If we have a winter like the previous one, They know they need to remove the snow the way the cities and towns do. You get it in, you get a backhoe, you throw it in a dump truck, you haul it someplace else. So they will do that if they feel the need.
Okay.
On a whole different subject, I want to find out which one of you commissioners would be willing to have my reasonable accommodation signed off by Betty. She was refusing to do it, it was turned in, it was under the door. I need to have it initialed, dated and stamped. I've tried twice to have her do that, she's screaming at me, go away, and I need this documentation. And DHCD knows that she has to sign it, stamp it, and tell me the date she has it. I know the date she got it. So is there anybody there besides Linda? I'm not interested in Linda doing it.
You know, I've just about had it between people saying certain things.
I'm just saying, I'm
I'm just
asking
letting you
you.
know. I'm just letting you
We
know.
can't deal with
Yeah,
that.
It's derogatory, we don't deal with
Now
it.
we're getting very personal here.
I need this signed off, and the chief of police has told me to tell DHCD she's refusing. If anybody here wants to do that for me, that would maybe look a little better.
But see, the board only deals, Pamela, the board just deals with policies and the budget. We can't,
Okay,
I
that
can't
was a
do
no, I'm just
anything
asking you,
having
it's a
to
no.
do with any type of financial, anything like that, we can't deal with, that's not,
Okay,
I'm
thank you, I
sorry.
just wanted a yes or a no,
It's
and that's
not
all
a-
it took.
okay,
I got it, thank you.
okay.
I just had a quick question. Linda, you made a statement there are plenty of parking spots here for the residents.
Yes.
There's enough spaces for parking here for the residents?
Yes, we just, yeah.
Yep,
They just
He
counted them.
made 2 more.
2 more. And then basically the space here, just for my own personal information, I'm Margarita Morales from the Mass Union of Public Housing Tenants, for those who do not know who I am. So you have enough space here for parking for all the residents, and
Who
then
have a car.
and then some maybe a little more space perhaps to create perhaps 2 or 3 or 4,
There are no
Maybe
visitor
not
size.
4,
No.
maybe
Yeah.
not
No.
4.
maybe 3, maybe
No.
3 extra spaces so that you can revisit your parking policy so that you can accommodate for not one visitor parking spot, and then, you know, the home care service provider, a spot.
25.
We have no problems with that. We have visitors and we have
But
the
does-
home attendants.
Yep, they
We
park
do.
here.
Yes, and nobody's ever said anything.
So is that in your parking policy? So
Yes.
is that what it says in the parking policy?
Yes, it's understood and
No,
nobody has a.
no.
Excuse me,
Wait a
I'm
minute,
speaking.
Wait a minute.
Excuse me, I gave you the courtesy. I
So,
expect
okay,
you
so
to
you're
know
saying, to the commissioner.
that. Do you want it written down step by step?
No, I think that our parking
I can do
policy,
that.
wait a minute, they should, well, the board would approve the parking policy, yeah, right? Millie?
Yeah.
The board sets policies.
Yes,
And-
we're in accordance with your policy.
Yeah.
We have gone back and forth.
Yeah,
We have
we've gone back and forth, I
Hold on,
said the
hold on.
policy is not going to change.
Change. Okay, and that policy, your parking policy indicates that there is no visitor parking spots here.
That's correct.
It
That
does,
is
no
correct.
visitors, no PCAs, they're prohibited is the way it's worded.
No
Absolutely
PCA
prohibited.
So no PCA parking here.
Well, they just pack
But
wherever
they
they
don't
want.
Wait a minute, wait a
to
minute,
that.
Evelyn, wait.
That's illegal then, it's
People
illegal.
come in, they park.
They park.
If they,
They do
if they
it
can
anyway.
find a space, they park.
We can say there's no parking, but people, they just park wherever they want.
The issue, as I heard from last week, was that somebody parked in a handicap spot, was that correct?
Actually, she has a handicap placard
That
and
doesn't
she
make
did,
any
she
difference. It
did
was
not
someone else's
park,
spot.
no, I
you
have
have
the
sign?
report. She did not park in the handicap place and I have the police
Okay,
report.
wait, it's my turn now. On that, she parked in someone else's spot. All I did was bring it to your attention. I have the text messages, I showed them to the police. Nobody called 911. I called the cops when you refused to leave my door and you wouldn't let me close my door.
But that, yeah.
That's all right.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
I felt threatened.
Yes.
Well,
I'm
that's
sorry, and it's not the first
No,
time.
no, I was just
So, no,
speaking
but
about the parking
It
policy.
has to be brought up. That's the only reason why a cop came. I felt threatened. She wouldn't let go of my door. I don't want nobody at my door, not closing. I want, when I say you leave, you leave. and that's it. That's what happened, I have the text, I spoke to the cop,
Okay.
I have the cop report,
Okay.
they don't want the report, Evelyn, they
I
said
don't
they didn't
care,
want it.
but that's what happened, so don't get it all twisted.
Okay, okay,
Don't.
okay.
I
Lovely neighbor,
Don't.
lovely neighbor.
Please.
That's right, I don't have problems.
You don't want the other report, I have 2 police reports, they've gotten one, and you guys don't want it.
They don't wanna get.
Oh,
I have all the texts and all the emails with the
Okay,
name
okay,
calling,
okay,
the
okay.
hostility,
Please, Eva,
and the
Eva.
threats.
So you don't wanna get involved.
That's
Don't.
enough.
Enough, okay, please.
You don't know who you're messing with.
It was just about the parking policy.
Was that a threat?
Whoa,
No, that's not a threat, you just don't know.
threatened.
That's the shooting.
that's enough. Let's say Merry Christmas.
Everybody here is friendly.
Sorry.
but it's okay, well, they're two cars parked up there.
This is what happens, it goes on and on.
I have a machine that dispenses my medication,
Oh, yeah.
and my daughter comes once a week to refill the machine,
Yes.
and she parks over on the grass. And is she not supposed to park there?
Well,
Theoretically.
theoretically, she's not supposed to, but if she comes to do that and she stays for a short period of
Yes.
time, I'm not sure that anybody else is gonna
That's why
necessarily.
I say it, everybody
has
I mean,
get
objected.
along.
let's try to be understanding and cooperative with one
Nobody
another.
has
These cars
objected.
parked
Yeah, I mean,
right next
fine.
to Emily's door. Because I've had to walk around it.
People have to learn to get along with each other and be courteous, just be courteous
You know,
with each
just-
other. And all this doesn't have to happen, this is just, it's so negative. And it brings all negative energy to the whole thing.
Yeah, I think,
Terrible.
I think that's why with this parking policy, if you can just amend a little bit of, change it a little so that it just allows in writing, just to make it a little more reasonable that for her daughter, just so it's in writing, so that it's legal, parking policy, a proper parking policy.
Oh,
doesn't have to be
God,
written
yeah.
down.
Okay,
Just, all right, let's
You
just
can
make a
revisit
motion
it.
to adjourn the meeting.
Okay.
It's too much.
all right,
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
anything else?
Motion made and
Oh,
seconded, we adjourn the meeting, all
All
those in favor? I am.
Okay,
Motion adjourned.
everybody have
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.